Okay, people, Awesome50 here, and today I'm going to talk about a game called Detroit Become Human. Yes, this is a fantastic game if you're interested in storyline games. It is made by the same people, Quantic Dream, that created the game Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and I don't think many people have played this, not recently anyway. They actually created a game called Fahrenheit, which was for the PlayStation 2, which played very similar to these games, but it wasn't quite the same, as in it was very different. It was more challenging, should I say. Not storyline based, but more challenging. Anyway, but I'll save that for another review in the future. So Detroit Become Human. This is a fucking awesome game if you're into storyline games. This is one of them games, if you're not really a gamer, but you like watching like films and stuff like that, and then you want to like watch a film where you like kind of directs the plot in the way you want it to go. So this is where this game kind of steps in, like with Heavy Rain. So basically what this game is, it's set in the future where you have like AI which can replace humans, sadly, which is probably something that could actually happen in the future, I reckon. That's just what I think anyway. So basically, everybody hates AI. Everybody hates them. Everybody hates AI simply because they've took over every single job which a man can actually do, and AI can actually do it in this game now. And there's lots of AIs, and just yeah, so basically any factory work or anything like that, taxi driving or whatever, security work, building work, pretty much every work apart from, I'm gonna presume, like sales, anything which revolves human repetition, AI can now do. Okay, so basically humans, as I mentioned, hate AI. Most of them hate AI, a lot don't. So there's like mobs in the streets and everything like that. They want to destroy all AI, this and this. So basically the story begins with an AI, and he is a copper. He is a policeman AI. So basically his job is not really to fight crime, but his job is to capture AI that malfunction and go against their program. So basically if any AI kind of assaults a human or does anything bad to a human being, it's this guy's job to swoop in and capture the AI. And you direct how you want him to behave, really. You can make him a piece of shit where he just lies, cheats just to get his job done, or you could be like you know, like a pacifist. You might not want to do these things to these AI, but that means your character then is malfunctioning. Now then, we also have a female AI, which is also a controllable character, and she's a servant to this abusive piece of shit kind of guy. And you start off the game where you don't actually move it. Where you first see her is he's exchanging money because he's just had her repaired, and he claims that she got hit by a car, but really he just beat the hell out of her, so she needed repairing again. So basically she goes home. This motherfucker's smoking drugs, drinking, watching the game, and she has to clean the house. You have to clean the guy's house. You have to clean this fat pig's house. So anyway, he's an abusive piece of shit. And then he's a father to this girl called Alice. But later on, it turns out Alice is actually an AI. Oh yeah, spoiler alert. So then you rescue Alice from this piece of shit because he has Alice, but really he's lost his family. He treats her like a daughter, but he hates AI at the same time. So he's kind of like mentally unstable. He doesn't know where he is, so he'll abuse her and then start crying, abuse her and then start crying. But then all of a sudden, he goes upstairs, and the girl you're moving, she saves Alice, and you could either kill this guy if you wanted to, beat him up and escape, or if you're very unlucky, if you've got it on a harder difficulty, or if you didn't want to do this, the guy can turn around and kill both of you, and that's it. You're out of the game. Done with. Finished. Depends how you want to go down with the game. Okay, and then there's this other person called Marcus. Now, he is a playable character as well, and he's, in my opinion, he's got the most interesting storyline. So with Marcus, he works for this rich painter arsehole. Well, he's not an arsehole, he's a nice guy, but yeah, you know. Anyway, this guy loves him like a son. He loves him more than his own son. So basically, he's mentoring him, trying to help him become a good AI. Wants him to find his own identity. He loves the AI. Hey, I love AI too. So basically, this guy's, the rich guy's son is like a drug addict as well, because people are high on these drugs called red spice or something daft like that. So anyway, he wants money, blah, blah, blah. He says, Father, you hate me, all this stuff. And then you could either... basically, the rich guy, the kid's father, he's very ill already. He's pretty ill. You just get back from this party, and then you find out this kid has broke into the house and he's stealing money because he wants to like fund his addiction, you know. So you could either attack his son, but then therefore the police will come and shoot your guy in the head, but you do survive, or you do nothing and he has a heart attack because the guy who was looking after you. And then the police come and blame it on you and you get shot in the head anyway. But that's the only time in the game he plays out the same. Don't matter what you do. So from then on, you start off as Marcus. You're in this like scrapyard full of old AI. You know, you're barely alive. So you find parts, you insert parts into yourself, and then you find this place called Jericho where it's like a safe haven for AI. But then when you find the place, it's not really a safe haven at all. It's just a place where AI have gathered. But then be Marcus. This is now where you can decide what you want to do with Marcus, because he becomes eventually the leader of the rebellion of the AI against humans. So you could either be a pacifist and try and get rights for AI, sorry, or you could be like a proper you could hate the humans. You might want to go around with the gun and start shooting the humans. In other words, depends, because like there's later on where you want to get your message across that AI should have rights. And then you could do this forcefully with threats, or you could do it as if they say, please give us rights, we deserve rights, that kind of thing. And then it escalates to a bit where when you're like trashing this city, you could either do it peacefully by the spray painting stuff or destroying things. And then later on in Marcus, it comes down where you're doing this march where you're liberating machines. Somehow he has the power to liberate machines, but there is a reason. He's like a special AI, but that's not important. Anyway, liberates machines, and then you can either go, set us free, and all that crap. So then all of a sudden, you get forced, because it's actually a mob. So the police come, they point guns at you. You can either like lay down, so it makes it look bad that they shot the AI when they're after rise, or you could stand up and like fight, and depending on what happens, depending on how many like AI die, etc. But then when it gets to the final part of it, you know, all the characters kind of meet up together. So basically, you've got the girl with the AI girl, which end up meeting Marcus, and then you got the cop guy that ends up meeting. They all end up meeting together at the end, and depending on the choices, what you've done throughout the game, depends how what's actually going to play out in the game. Basically, it's hard for me to actually talk about the plot. It is so hard to talk about the plot simply because the plot changes as you're playing the game. So depending on what you do, depends on what's going to happen. So basically, you're the police AI guy, where you could either do your job or not do your job, but then you're malfunctioning if you're not doing your job. You know, if you get a conscience or not. So you've got to decide with him how you want to do this. Do you want to, I don't know, help the AI or not help the AI? Regarding moving the female robot AI, you decide what you want to do with her either. You just need to protect her and not get caught. If you make one mistake, you will get caught, because technically speaking, when you flee the guy's house with the female AI, you are now a fugitive. People are after you. You have to escape. You cannot be caught nor seen. Any mistake you make along the way, any mistake, game over for the female character or the girl. That's it. You've got to be really careful with her. With Marcus, for example, you can decide how you want to behave with him. You could have peaceful rebellion. You could fail with him. You could decide you hate humans and want to like destroy them, or you could decide like you want to lead this revolution, you want to live alongside humans. You can do what you want to do with him. So anyway, eventually all three characters do meet if you all survive to the end. Okay, it's a really interesting game. Like I said, I cannot explain the plot. It's possible. I've done the best I can basically, because you need to play the game to make your own plot. I've just told you the brief synopsis. Okay, so I would heavily recommend this game to anybody. Detroit Become Human. It's not even expensive now in any of the stores online, because it's kind of a dated game. But it's still definitely worth a play. If you enjoy games with storylines, if you enjoy games where you make decisions and you take control of the plot and the characters, you will love this game. In my opinion, I'm going to rate this game now. I'm going to rate it. I am definitely going to rate it a 10 out of 10. Okay? Simply because I don't think they could have done anything better. And by 10 out of 10, I'm saying 10 out of 10 because throughout the game you have like this timeline of events, what you did, what you didn't do, and you see like it's like a tree which goes along. So there's always something to do. I think I've done about 5 playthroughs, and I still didn't do everything. So you can always keep going back in the tree and do stuff you didn't do last time just to see what happens anywhere. So you're never wasting time. It's not a case of where you've just done something and you think to yourself, oh no, I did that before. I wanted to do something else and see what else happens, because that's possible. You don't have to start a new game in this game to do that. You can just go back on the tree to where you left off and do something different if you find it. Now, there's collectibles, there's all sorts to do within this game. This game is a masterpiece. Quantic Dream have really upped their game, but then again, this it's a 10 out of 10 for me. But then again, it will fall short if you're one of them gamers, like a platformer or a first-person shooter gamer. This is not the game for you. Now, I'm a solo storyline player kind of guy, and I'm also a multiplayer online co-op kind of guy. I like a massive variety of games, and this is just something. This game is something you don't get every day. They don't just make these games, okay? There are games like that, like it's like Until Midnight or something like that, but they don't make a lot of them, in my opinion. And if you look at how this game was made, it's so complicated how they made this game. They made it like a film with all the CGI and everything like that. These are legit actors in this game. They've got the, I don't know what it's called, they put like dots all over them and they actually read a script and do this, this and this. It's just like a film. It's as long as a film, if not longer. So if you're interested in games like this, storyline based, only where you make decisions, you will love this game. If you haven't played it already, you should play it. Especially if you are a sci-fi addict like myself, then you should definitely play this game. But do not play this game if you are only into games with full-on action. If you are an action game kind of person, this is not the game for you. This game will be like a 1 out of 10 if you hate games which don't have much action in. But if you're a gamer which likes games where it's full-on story, you will love this game. It's just pure story based. This is good for the gamer which isn't really a gamer, if you will. No, and I don't mean like just a hobbyist game that turns game on here and there. I don't mean that kind of non-gamer. I mean like a gamer where you like watching films, you've got a console in your house but you never really use it that much, but you love stuff like this. I would heavily recommend Detroit Become Human. Just get the game. You will not, once you start playing this game, you will not stop playing this game if you're into it. If you're interested in this game, you'll be up until 3 o'clock in the morning because you just want to know what happens next. That's how good this game actually is. Many a times I've done this. I had some time off work once and I barely slept for 2 days because I wanted to keep playing. I wanted to finish my first playthrough so I could start another playthrough the day after because of how good it was. People, buy this game. It's fucking awesome. Really good game. Really, really, really good game. Games like this, and if you do like this game, I'm just going to throw some games out there from Quantic Dream. Heavy Rain, you'll love that game as well. That's a fantastic game. Beyond Two Souls were made by Quantic Dream as well, but that's a bit meh. I did 3 playthroughs with that. I weren't too keen, to be honest, because you made choices, but if you okay, so if you know of Quantic Dream already and you play Beyond Two Souls and you think, oh god, that game sucks, this game's going to suck as well. No, that's wrong, because the game Beyond Two Souls, you could make decisions and it just changed things along the way. But with Beyond Two Souls, the plot was always going to be the same at the end. So it didn't matter what you did, the plot was always going to be the same. They did have alternative endings, but that were bullshit. They were just different endings, but the plot was always the same. Guy who brought you up at the end of the game is the bad guy. You kill him or don't kill him. The same thing will happen. But with Detroit Become Human, that doesn't happen. The game does not play like that. The ending is always different. There's lots of different endings, and they are all different. Depending on what you do in the game affects the storyline overall anyway. So, for example, if you played Beyond Two Souls, and you weren't too keen because you felt as though any choice you made didn't really make any difference to the plot whatsoever, they fixed that. They fixed that with this game. If I remember correctly, Beyond Two Souls came out before this game, and they have repaired everything that was wrong with Beyond Two Souls, and they've made it perfect for Detroit Become Human. I can't wait till Quantic Dream bring out another game, because I've played all of their games, and I love all of them. if I'm chilled out and I have nothing to watch on TV or something like that, or I have nothing much to play, or not even that, I go out my way to play these games. So people, Detroit Become Human, buy this game, please. Or, I'm not even I haven't spoiled the game or anything. I've told you a lot about the game, but I haven't spoiled it. You need to buy this game, or if not, or if you don't want to buy it, you must have a friend which have played this game who owns this game. Just do it. Just get the game. Go CEX. What did I pay? I paid £15 at CEX for this game. That's nothing. That is absolutely not, and it'll be cheaper now probably. So yeah, people, Detroit Become Human. You must buy this game, or maybe not must buy it. I'm not trying to peddle it. You must play this game. Okay, let's say you must play this game. You should do it. Just do it. Awesome 50 out. Thank you.